Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen? It's Cody Carpenter here, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a native ads and ClickBank case study. So a couple months ago I made a detailed video on how I made 100,000 plus in 2 weeks using ClickBank with native ads. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend pausing this one, clicking that I button up there in that corner, and watching that full video, because this video is going to be like a continuation on that. So in that video I went over like all the nitty-gritty details on how to set up a volume campaign, and in this video I'm gonna like actually run a campaign. So before I get into this, I just want to thank all of my YouTube subscribers. I finally hit 10,000 subscribers yesterday and I am super excited about that. So if you're a subscriber, thank you so much, I appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, because I'll be putting out more content like this, helping you guys make money online with affiliate marketing. So most of my case study videos are too long, so I'm going to quickly cover everything that I plan to run for this case study. And we are going to start with the offer. So I decided to run SarahCare. It's a type 2 diabetes and blood sugar support offer. It's relatively new and it's got a good gravity score, a really good average conversion. In my previous video I talked about how to choose offers that can get to 1K in a day. And one of my criteria was that the payout has to be at least over 100. My sweet spot is like from 120 to 200 for native ads, and 160 is right in the middle of that, so that's a great sign. And I watched the VSL and it looks like it could be something that could convert. The second reason why, I was browsing through Adplexity, which is a native ads affiliate spy tool. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to try it out and get 30% off. But I was looking through Adplexity and I clicked on Rev Content and ClickBank, and I was seeing what types of ads were running, and a lot of people were running diabetes offers on Rev Content. And that's where I plan to run this native ads case study on, is Rev Content through Volume DSP. And it's a good sign, because then I know like this campaign will probably get approved because a lot of people are already running it. But I'm not going to like swipe any of the images. I'm going to use my own images, and my plan is to use like authentic images that will stand out, and that will be my competitive advantage. Too many people try to just like click on these ads and then save them and just use that, but they don't realize like the audience has already seen these ads so many times, and there's such a thing as banner blindness, where you see the same thing too many times and it's almost like it's not even there. And that means your click-through rates are going to go down, and that means it's going to cost you more per click, and then your campaign might get shot. So I always recommend never just swipe images. Get ideas of what's working. Like I got ideas from the eggs, and I'll show you in a minute when I show you my ads, but I'm not swiping. Alright, next up I'm going to show you my landing page. So my landing page that I'm using is diabetesrelief.quanda.xyz/diabetes. So if I were actually running this campaign, I would get a legit domain name, and I built this with Landerbolt. And in the description below I'll give you an option to download my native ads template plus additional training absolutely free. That'll be in the description below, and you'll get a template like this. So it goes: 1 blood sugar trick, keeps the blood sugar normal, try this tonight, watch, and then just a standard image of a water bottle and baking soda that'll get the people going like, what? That's interesting, I want to see what this trick is. And then I came up with this description after watching the VSL. I always recommend watching the ClickBank VSL and getting ideas from what they have in there. It'll make it more congruent, and I've seen higher earnings when the landing page has mentioned something that's in the video. So a breakthrough new study from Newcastle University, and this is in the VSL, determines the root cause of type 2 diabetes. This video reveals how anyone can target the root cause following a simple trick that activates the diabetes reversing switch, which we all have. If you or anyone you know is suffering from type 2 diabetes, you must watch this video now. For this case study, I'm just going to use this one landing page, because I'm not actually like running this campaign, but if I were, I'd be split testing at least 2 to 4 landing pages. So that's the lander, and now I'm going to show you the ads that I plan on using. So I got 4 different images of eggs, and I found this. These are copyright free images that I found just searching Google and checking the copyrights. So that's 1, this is 2, looks like a pair of eyes, that might get a good click-through rate. That's number 3, looks unusual. And then number 4, I think this one will perform good because it looks like a heart, and that'll get people to stop and look. So those are the 4 images, the ad images that I'm going to test. And I went with the one solid theme, which was eggs, and that seemed to be the theme here. because you remember, don't swipe, just get ideas. Lastly, I'll show you the ad copy. And this ad copy I did kind of just get right from Adplexity. I might change it up when I create the campaign. Anyone with diabetes should watch this. Big pharma companies hate this. It's an intriguing headline. Anyone with diabetes should watch this. What they don't tell you. And then for the description, breakthrough study determines the root cause of type 2 diabetes. Watch now. So there's my ad copy. So now let's get into it. So here I am in volume. I'm going to click on create a DSP campaign. And then I'm going to run native. Then I'm going to come down and find rev content. And with rev content, it is second price, which means you pay a penny more than the second highest. It'll have a description right here. In a second price auction, you pay a penny more than the second highest bid. Example, you win with a $2 bid. Second highest bid after you is $1, thus you pay $1.01. So that's what that means. And now I'm going to click next. So I'm going to label it Saracare. Time zone, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to come choose the flow. Remember, I already covered this in that other video, so I'm not going to cover it on this one. So I got the Saracare YouTube case study flow, and that has that one landing page and then that Saracare offer. So this is the properly working top level domain of the promoted product. So I'll put saracare.us, and then I will click next, and then I'm going to do the United States. I'm going to do web traffic. And then for this campaign, I'm just going to target desktop. And then I'm going to limit the operating systems. I'm just going to take these bottom two out. And then I'm just going to target these 4. You can do whatever you want. You can definitely target these 2. I just choose not to. Connection type, I'm going to go Wi-Fi or all. It won't change that much because anyone on a desktop is using Wi-Fi. Advanced targeting, white/black list. Yes, I'm going to choose a white list. And I created one before, and is the rev content whitelist new, and it's for the case study. I have 6 websites that I actually want to advertise on that have a lot of traffic. I like to start small with the whitelist, and if I can get the campaign going good with those 6, then I expand. So I'm going to click next. My bid, I like to kind of go like in this range, so I'm going to do like 0.084, and you can always change this, so you can start high, get the data coming in faster, and then lower the bid if you need to. That's the most effective way of getting data fast. So I'm going to do a daily budget of 100. So I'm going to set a $40 per site budget, because I don't want one of my websites spending the full $100 in like an hour and then not letting the other websites get a chance to test my ads. You know, I'm going to go 30. So spending strategy, I can't do smooth because my budget's not $250 a day, which is a little high. If you try to click it, it'll say that you can't. So I'm going to just stick with ASAP, and then I'm clicking next. So I'm going to add in some creatives. Okay, so I uploaded all the images that I showed you earlier. And now for the headlines. I'm just going to come paste them in. And I think I'm going to stick with 2 headlines just so there's not too many variations. If I did 4 headlines, then it'd be 4 headlines per 4 images, and that's 16 different. This way there's 8, and I only have like $400 on my DSP balance. If I loaded my DSP balance up for this case study, then I would add in 4 headlines, but I'm just going to stick with 2, and these are by far the 2 most popular headlines that I found on Adplexity. And you can add in the tokens, like anyone with diabetes in region in Minnesota should watch this, for example. Then the description, I got that prepared. Then the icon, I'm going to come choose that, and I'll just do a little egg for that. Then your call to action button, I like to do watch now. Then I'll click next. So then you can add in some auto pausing rules. Example, if you spend X amount with no conversions, then pause that ad or whatever you want. You can read about this by clicking learn more. Super handy stuff in there. Frequency capping, I'll do like 3 per day. Impressions per widget, I'll just leave it at 1, that was default. Then I'll run the campaign at a schedule. So this is where a lot of people go wrong. They run their ads just like this, but then they're wasting a lot of their budget at like midnight to 1 a.m. or 1 a.m. to like 4 a.m. The prime time for running VSLs I've found is like any time after 3 p.m. So here's noon, 1, 2, 3. So then I'm just running at the later part of the day, maybe even take these two off. And then if your ads don't work in the sweet spot time, then you know they're not going to work early on. But if your ads start killing it and you're only running them in this time frame, you can run another campaign and just target the other time slots that you aren't in your main campaign, and then lower the bid and see if that works out. So my whole strategy with native is start as narrow as possible, see if it works, and then expand. So that goes with your widget IDs and then your time targeting. And one thing that I forgot to mention is that Saturday and Sunday, most of the time people aren't working. So anywhere from like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to whenever works good on Saturday, Sunday. Forgot to mention that. So I'm going to click save after I do active. Total budget is required. I always forget to do this. And I forgot to save the creatives. So we are good to go. Your campaign has been successfully saved. It is right there. And now we play the waiting game. Hopefully by tomorrow at this time, it'll start getting some traffic, hopefully some sales. That would be awesome for this case study. But that is it for part 1 of my native ads ClickBank affiliate marketing case study. And I will be back shortly when this campaign gets approved and we start seeing some traffic. So I will see you then. Peace. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is August 2nd, Monday, August 2nd, and I'm doing a quick update on where we're at in the case study. So I ran the campaign for a couple days, and the ICTR, which is one of the main things that I look at right away after the initial days of testing. And I've spent $100, and usually I like to test out a little more than this. But just from looking at all the creatives and the click-through rates, I decided to pause the campaign, and instead of going with desktop, I'm going to test out another volume DSP campaign targeting mobile devices only instead of desktop, because this is just not what I wanted to see, and I wanted to have a exciting case study. So 200,000 plus impressions, only 33 clicks for an ICTR of 0.02%. So I know I only spent $100, but because the images weren't getting the click-through rate that I wanted, I decided to switch it to a mobile campaign. So I literally did the same DSP setup, but I'm just targeting mobile, and I got 4 new ads that I want to test out. And here's the first one. Here's the second one. I think that'll work really good. That looks so weird that'll get people to stop. Here's the third one. And then here's the fourth one. So I'm sticking with the egg theme, but I'm testing out different ones because those previous 4 images did not get the results that I wanted. So that's a quick update. The mobile campaign is going to be starting today. I submitted the campaign yesterday on Sunday. It got approved on Sunday. And remember, I'm time targeting, so it's going to start at 5 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. right now. So I'll probably do an update either tomorrow or the day after and show you how the new campaign is going. So that's it for the quick update. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So my new Sarah Care Case Study 2 mobile campaign got approved on August 2nd, and now it is August 4th. And I've spent a couple $100 on the campaign, and I've been seeing a lot better results than the very first one when I targeted just desktop traffic for Rev content. But unfortunately, there is no sales, but that doesn't really matter because this case study is for me to show you how to go about just creating your first native ads campaign and then what to do with the data. And 85% of running native ads successfully is being able to read the data and make data-driven decisions. And that's why you have volume, because volume makes it super easy to sort out all the data and make easy cuts and stuff like that. So I couldn't possibly go over all of the optimization strategies that I normally do because that would take way too long. There's so many things to go through, especially with the volume DSP. You got so many options to sort through stuff. So I'm going to show you that the top 3 things that I do once I spend a couple $100 on a campaign, and I think this campaign spent $212 so far. I got $78 more to spend today, so maybe a sale will come through, and if that happens, I will record the video. So to start with, I'm in my creatives tab. I'm just gonna go through some of these columns. So here's the creative, like this is the text, and then here's the images that I used. The bid, the default bid is 51 cents for this mobile campaign. So total bids is what it sounds like, the total bids. And then your win rate is how many of those bids you win. So if you take your total bids and you multiply it by the win rate, you'll get your impressions. So 11,000 times 96% is 106,000 impressions. One thing that I can tell right away is that my bid can go down a little bit because my win rate is so high on all of these. On all these categories, my win rate is super high. So that means I can probably lower my bid from 51 cents. I could even test out like 40 cents the next day and see what happens there. Just from spending $200 and getting all this data, I can tell that I could probably get cheaper clicks. Next up is visits. That's how many people click on the ad and go to your landing page. And then this is unique visits. So 57 unique people clicked on this thumbnail and this creative. The ICTR, this is one of the most important metrics, especially once you start getting that initial data. The higher the ICTR, the lower your cost per click. You can see that my ICTR ranges from 0.06% to 0.04%. Normally I'd like to see that be higher, but then again, the ICTR depends on what category or what niche or what type of offer you're running. For example, this diabetes offer, a lot less people have diabetes and would click on this ad than, let's say, if I were promoting a weight loss offer. A lot of people would be clicking on the weight loss offer, and that's what it boils down to. When you're choosing your offer, you want to choose a very broad offer so you can get more clicks and more bang for your buck. And then clicks, so this is how many people, the visits are how many people click from the ad to the landing page, and this is the clicks are how many people went from the landing page to the offer. And then here is the click-through rate from the landing page to the offer. Then this is an important one, suspicious clicks and suspicious visits. This is good for when you analyze your websites and the traffic coming from your widgets. If you see some websites that have a super high suspicious visit rate, you're wasting your money and you're going to want to pause those widgets and placements. And then conversions, upsell revenue, cost, profit, cost per visit, conversion rate, ROI, EPC, etc. So one of the first things I would do is come and see which ads are doing the best. And to do that, I would sort by the ICTR, which is right here. So we got 6 all the way down to 4. So this one performed way worse than this top one up here, but it was the same image, so that tells me that this headline is probably really good. What big pharma companies in region, so I'm in Minnesota, so it'd be what big pharma companies in Minnesota aren't telling you about diabetes. It's a pretty attention-grabbing headline, and it resulted in the best ICTR. So I would come back down here and I would pause this one because this one was the lowest at 0.04, and maybe even pause that one too. So the top 4 ICTR creatives had the same headline. So what big pharma companies in region aren't telling you about. So then I could even take this same exact headline and test out more images with it to try to improve on this ICTR. And then again, one thing that you can do, let's say you wanted to keep on testing this image, but you're paying too much per visit, you can come and adjust the bid. So let's say 0.40 cents. And you can refresh and make sure that it stays. So that's another way you can go about it. Or if things are just performing really bad, then you can just turn them off. So that was the first thing. The next thing I like to go to is sites, and that'll show the actual website, and then widget ID. I like to start out with a small whitelist, see if I can get it working, and then expand on the websites. A lot of these websites will have more than one widget. If I expand on gunbroker.com, you can see that there's 2 different widgets, so that's 2 different areas where my ad is showing. And then I like to just go through there, look at the win rate, super high win rate, but super low impressions. I'm gonna sort by visits. So armslist.com, The cost per visit for this was 0.07. That means I had a really good ICTR, which is right here at 0.47. But then from those unique visits, I only had 4 clicks to the offer, which is a horrible landing page click-through rate. But it only cost me $12 to get 171 visits, and my win rate was at 93. So this is an example of what I could do. This was the one widget where I was getting the most clicks. I could come down here and just turn all these off, and then focus my entire budget on this. And then I can even change my bid a little bit because my win rate is at 93%. Maybe I want to lower it and then go like 42 and see what that does. And then I could get even cheaper clicks, and hopefully the people visiting my landing page will click through the offer more, and then just keep an eye on that. So let's go down the list. So right here, the widget ID 112075, win rate of 97%, 43 visits, and then 15 clicks to the offer page. And this is a 34% click-through rate from the lander to the offer. That's pretty good. I would want to definitely keep this one going. And then this one right here, the cost per visit was $1.12, ICTR 0.03, a decent landing page click-through rate of 35%. So I'd keep that as well. And then this one's not getting anything, so maybe I'll just go shut that off and focus on these two. Alright, barstoolsports.com. Holy, look how many widgets these guys have. That is crazy. And I'm actually going to sort by cost. So Barstool Sports. The highest cost was right here. We got 13 visits. The cost per visit was 2.69 and only 1 click to the offer, but it's clean traffic. I'd probably keep that up, maybe decrease the bid a little bit, since my win rate is 100%. So I go like 0.40. And then right here we have 0 visits, a 0% ICTR, and we spent $24 on it. I would come and close that widget off so I don't waste any more money, because that's obviously a bad placement or a bad widget. And then going down here, 14, no clicks to the offer. I'd probably come and decrease that. So I could even come and do like 40. And all these other ones where I'm wasting money, I could go and shut them off. But so that's what it comes down to, is just really drilling down into the reports and seeing where you're wasting your money at, and finding the good potential websites and widgets and focusing your money on there. So this one's not too bad. I might come and pause this one. Got some clicks out of there. Not seeing any traffic down here. I could pause those. PDF drive cost. Haven't really spent a lot on that. So that's the second thing that I wanted to cover. And then the third one is to go to operating system and then OS versions. See what operating systems and what versions of those are costing you the most money, and which ones seem like they have potential. And I'm going to come edit the columns real quick, and I'm going to bring cost a little higher. So iOS 14.6, that's one of the newer ones, I believe. I think the highest is like at 15 now. So we spent the majority of our budget on iOS 14.6, and we got 149 visits, but only 6 clicks to the offer. That is a horrible landing page click-through rate. So what I could do is just come and pause this, and then I can test out all the other iOS operating systems and see if they get better. Because this has a 22% and this has like a 3%. So then you can just go down the line, and that's pretty much the only one that has enough data to pause. All the other ones don't. Not yet. And then we can go check out Android. So $25 on Android 11, 24 visits or 26 visits, 4 clicks to the offer. Not a good click-through rate, but better than what we saw with the iOS. And like I said, there's just not enough spend to make any decisions on here. And then the Windows OS phone, we only have 79 impressions and 0 clicks, so there's not enough data for that either. So once again, this case study wasn't to show you how to get a profitable campaign in 2 days. No, that's just not realistic with native ads. With native ads, you got to spend a decent amount of money up front so you can gather in that data and then zone in on what's working. Like, there's so many things you can sort by. You got applications, brands, browser versions, browser, city, connection types, country, creatives, day of the week, hour of the day, device types, IP. You got your landers, mobile carrier, models, month, OS versions, we covered those. Site content, site, state, and region even, sublanders, widget IDs. There's a lot of things to go through, and I just wanted to keep this as a basic case study and show you guys what it actually looks like once you start spending money, and the main things to check out, which is the creatives and the ICTR. That is a huge part of running successful native ads, and then just get deeper and deeper with the data. So I hope you enjoyed this case study, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you gave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date with all my future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!